सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द नारायण अखिल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो नमः सद्गुरुभ्यो नमो नमः। सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ज्ञानवैराग्यसम्पूर्णान् हरिभक्तिपरायणान् पूर्वाचार्यानहं वन्दे सम्प्रदायप्रवर्तकान् प्रह्लादनारद पराशर व्यासाम्बरीश शुकशौनक भीष्मदाभ्यान् रुक्माङ्गदार्जुन वसिष्ठ विभीषणादीन् पुण्यानिमान् परमभागवतान् स्मरामि। जन्माद्यस्य काषाय दण्डकरकादिविभूषिताङ्ग वैराग्यभागजरदे करुणानिधे त्वं संसारकूपपतितस्य समाकुलस्य बोधेन्द्रदेवा मम देहि करावलम्बम्। हरे रामेति कृष्णेति नाम संकीर्तनं सदा लोकक्षेमाय कुर्वन्तं प्रेमिकं सद्गुरुं भजे। कलये सुन्दराकारं सदैकप्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र सर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा वरैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतवे शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव संयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं त्वयि पायनो विरहकातर आजुभाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितीतीर्षतां तमोन्दं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनः तं नमामि हरिं परम्। सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द गोपिका जीवनस्मरणं गोविन्द गोविन्द नारायण अखिल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। Okay, let's start. So basically Srimad Bhagavatam as a Purana, very popular Purana. So the significance of Srimad Bhagavatam has been highlighted in another Purana, that is Padma Purana. Now Puranam Pura Apinava. This is the definition of a Purana, meaning that which is old at the same time Apinava, also new. Meaning though it is new, though it is old, it is very much relevant till date. That's the reason it is also new. Now many concepts are there in the Puranas. So basically now this is an ongoing Purana class. We have completed all the Puranas. The last Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam, is remaining. So now those who have attended all the sessions, or in general, if you know a bit about Puranas, you will know that some subject matter in the Puranas is not agreeable to us Whereas some Puranas like Srimad Bhagavatam also we enjoy a lot. We like to listen to the stories of the Lord, Krishna's playtimes and so on. Some Puranas, some things are not much, like it doesn't agree to us or we don't know much about it. There are some concepts which are very much uncommon which we don't know. So Puranas are basically a bunch of everything. It's not up to us, you like it, you don't like it. As it is, information is kept. You like it, you accept it, or you just read it. Whereas Itihasam, I'm just telling you the difference between Itihasams and Purana and how the birth of Srimad Bhagavatam as a Purana took place. Now, or why so much Srimad Bhagavatam has got a Pramana, significance. Now, for this, firstly, we have the base of Sanatana Dharma or base of our knowledge system are the Vedas. But not everyone is able to read and study the Vedas. So, next option came in Vedanta. Now, Vedasya Antaha Vedantaha. Vedanta is philosophy, all the Upanishads also. Of course, there are some Upanishadic stories also. But that also again became difficult for all the people to study, for common man especially. Now, in the Vedas and Vedantas, at times mantras for doing sacrifices also are told, or sometimes mere philosophies or mere truths. Satyam Brahma, Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava. Such qualities or such teachings are told. Okay, we read it, we accept it, we move about. But then another system of knowledge was very much important because for human beings, just telling something, okay, this is how it is, you have to do Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava. Ah, okay, I agree. Mother should be respected, father should be respected. Okay, a year from 1 year it goes inside, another year it's out. So, for human beings, just telling the principles is not alone enough. We have to make them understand how things are made to be understood. Same like moral stories for kids. You explain with the help of examples, with the help of stories, it becomes easy. That's when you had the next level that came in, that is itihasa. Now, itihasa. Now, itihasams are again not imaginary stories or fictionary stories. Itihasa, Arsha Mahakavyam, both Ramayana, Mahabharata. The Rachayita, Ramayana, Valmiki, Mahabharata, Vyasa, both were very much present. So, they are again not something people very wrongly call Ramayana, Mahabharata as mythological stories. We should never ever call our stories as mythological stories because they are not myths. It is itihasa. Itihasa, that's how it has happened. So Valmiki and Vyasa have done the work of a recording that is done. This is how events have taken place and they have presented it to us. Why so? Valmiki was very much present during the Ramayana times. This reference comes in the Aranyakandam. Aranyakandam, when Rama, Lakshmana, Sita are in Vanavasa at that time, after meeting Sharabanga, three sages like that, they come to Valmiki's ashrama and they meet Valmiki. This reference is in the Valmiki Ramayana Aranyakandam. So Valmiki was very much present. Later, Sita develops a desire that during her gestation period, when she will give birth or during her pregnancy also, she wishes that I should live in the forest and I want my kids also to grow up in the forest. That's when later in the Uttarakandam, Sita goes to the forest and that's when Valmiki comes and meets her. She lives there and that's how the birth of her kids takes place in his ashrama also. So Valmiki was very much present during the times of Ramayana. Similarly, Mahabharata Vyasa. Vyasacharya was very much present. He was the one after Vichitravirya's death, the ancestors of Pandavas, Kauravas. The kids were born Amba and Ambalika. Vyasa was the one who got the kids to both these queens. Further, during the Rajasuya Yajna of Yudhishthira, for a few minutes or so, Vyasacharya comes there. So his presence is seen. Similarly, towards the end of that is during the Mahabharata Yuddham, when the five sons of Draupadi were killed, Arjuna's Brahmastram was stopped. Even Ashwatthama's Brahmastram that was there, both were stopped by both the Brahmastram that Arjuna and Ashwatthama shot. Vyasacharya came in between to stop both the missiles as it will cause mass destruction. So like this, there are many examples. So Vyasacharya was also present during the times of Mahabharata. Therefore, Vedas, Vedanta, next is Itihasa. Now, a fourth level came in Puranas. Now, in the Puranas, what happened is, now we have seen all the Puranas, some had geographical information, some had historical information, some had stories of various kings, dynasties, a lot of information about pilgrimage sites, in general stories. Now, so this was a category of Puranas. How worship has to be done, how different vratas are to be done, how different festivals are celebrated. So Puranas were a blend of everything. Whereas Srimad Bhagavatam as such is a Purana which has a blend of Vedanta, which has a blend of Vedas, which has the stories Itihasam, Mahabharata, Krishna Leela stories, Ramavatara, so Ramayana, Mahabharata, as well as about the Purana. So the creation of the world, the genealogy of kings. So Srimad Bhagavatam is that piece of the dice which has got a blend of everything of Sanatana Dharma, that is Vedas, Vedantas, Itihasas, Puranas, everything together fit in about 17,000 plus verses. Roughly you can consider 18,000. Not exactly 18,000, 17,000 plus. So this is the reason why today Srimad Bhagavatam has become very, very popular. Of course, we have seen the Mahima of Srimad Bhagavatam also. Now, coming back. Srimad Bhagavatam as a Purana. Now the next level that is there. Now should we read only Srimad Bhagavatam, then what about all the other texts that are there? Now in Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, you don't have to, let's not even call Hinduism, let's call it a Sanatana Dharma. In our Dharma that we follow, there is nothing fixed. Whichever knowledge system you want to follow, whichever book you want to read, you can read. Like the famous story, most of you might be aware, the question which was asked to Dayananda Saraswati, which is the religion that you practice, which is a holy book that you follow. Book singular, ekavachana. Dayananda Saraswati said, Sanatana Dharma does not promote one book or so. We don't even promote anything. The thing is, you have to welcome to our library, whichever book you want, you can choose. Let it be the Ramayana, let it be the Mahabharatam, let it be the Vedas, Vedanta, whatever you want, you can choose. And again, we have no practice of telling that you have to follow only this, you have to follow only that. These are all, there are 10 things that are told, whichever is convenient, you can do. That doesn't mean that we don't follow things or we break traditions, do things of our mind, but there is nothing wherein we force people to do things in a particular manner. So therefore everything is open. You want to choose a Ramayana, you want to choose a Bhagavatam, that's your choice. Or you can choose everything together. We don't have a fixed piece of literature. So this was the significance. Now, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmyam comes in the Padma Purana. Padma Puranam, first 5 chapters we have already seen. Those who have joined today for the first time, you can see the audios that are there. Maybe later, those who want the audios, you send me an individual message. I will share that with you. In that, we have seen the first 5 stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmyam. The last part of Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmyam, which comes in Padma Purana, is the procedure of reading Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days. So again, it's an informatical step. So wherein the Sanat Kumaras who are there, they advise Narada and group of all learned sages, Gokarna and so on. They say that how, I will tell you in detail the procedure of reading Srimad Bhagavatam in a week. So I'll tell you the exact detailed procedure. So how that is done is usually in the months of, now I'll tell you, tell about this in short. Now especially we attend so many saptahams or so, or we can also organize a saptaham. Maybe there is some important occasion, someone's Janma Nakshatram, or in general, we celebrate wedding anniversaries or someone's 60th birthday, 70th birthday, or on important occasions also. The Srimad Bhagavata Yajnam or Saptaham can be introduced. So it is very auspicious to organize Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham during the months of Bhadrapada, Ashwin, Kartik, Margashir, so all the auspicious months, especially during the Dakshinayana Kala, the second part of the year. And it is said that a person, just as one would do one's own daughter's wedding, now daughter's wedding, son's wedding, any wedding you can consider, like a wedding in the family, how much we spend for that. We don't think, right, oh, my money is going here, money is going there. We don't do for our own weddings. That much amount of contribution should be done for organizing a Saptaham also. And people belonging to all sections of the society, including women, including the so-called, we have the discrimination in the society, only certain people should come, certain people should not come, nothing of that sort. For listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, people belonging to all the communities can come, and special arrangements, proper arrangements should be made rather for everyone. The shloka comes in verse number 6 and 7 of Srimad Bhagavata Mahatmyam, chapter 6. दूरे हरिकथाः केचित् दूरे चाच्युतकीर्तनाः स्त्रियशूद्रादयो ये च तेषां बोधो यतो भवेत् देशे देशे विरक्ता ये वैष्णवाः कीर्तनोत्सुकाः तेष्वेव पत्रं प्रेष्यं च तल्लेखनमितीरितम्. Just as we invite people for a wedding by sending the wedding invitation patrika that is there, similarly for the Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham, people should be invited from far and from far off places. Further, if you don't have time to attain all the 7 days of the week, at least one day you should definitely go. So then what we can do is in our own locality, whenever you have Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham, people give so many excuses, right? I'm working, I cannot do this, I don't know the Parayanam. You don't know the Parayanam, it's okay. can definitely go and listen to the stories. You cannot attend all 7 days, it is okay. At least one day you can go, one day you can listen at least for some time and come. That can definitely be done. Mahatyam itself highlights. You cannot go for all 7 days, it is okay. At least for one day you can go. And further, the person who now Srimad Bhagavata Mahatyam chapter 6 highlights mainly telling that whenever we organize a Srimad Bhagavata Saptaha, there should be nothing wherein we fall short. Let that be the food arrangements, or let it be the puja materials, or let it be inviting people. And it's not that only people whom we invite should come. People from far and beyond, even maybe someone is passing on the road, they just see that a Saptaha is going on, they should be open to enter. And we as organizers should be more than happy to welcome people. So this is what the Kumaras tell, saying that you yourself going and listening to Bhagavata Saptaham is fruitful, no doubt. Just as Prahlada says in the seventh skandam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Shravanam Kirtanam. Shravanam Kirtanam Yasya. Shravanam is the first thing, and that is the thing which is most difficult. Shravanam. Now, for all of you here, for maybe I cannot relate to this much. For the 40 people here, you know how difficult is Shravanam, right? Listening to someone, that too, maybe for a person like me, maybe now I don't know how it will be for a person maybe like me who whatever little I know I'm sharing. Maybe it's not that interesting also, but now here of course you have an option, you can leave the meter. But if it's a physical meeting as such, you don't have an option, you have to sit in the place, right? So Shravanam is something, listening to someone is something which is very, very difficult. Prahlada highlights this in Skanda 7. So he says that inviting people, you yourself attending a Saptaham is not that easy. That too, now when he says Shravanam doesn't mean that physically or in a place mentally or lost. Doesn't mean so. Shravanam, when we say Shravanam Kirtanam, singing Kirtanams is easy. Someone is singing, we sing along with them, it's okay. But Shravanam, listening to someone, is something which is very difficult. Our ears have to be more attentive, right? And when I'm speaking, something comes to my mind, I'm speaking, I'm assuming all of you are listening, I'm just going about. But listening to someone by shutting our mouths, that's something which is very difficult. That's why one of the, what do you say, saying soft skills, right? What do you call that? Soft skills or some interpersonal skills, whatever it is. They say listening is something, is a quality to develop this and that, they'll teach us, right? In management also. Something which is very, very difficult, right? Because it's very easy to speak. Someone asks, we like to interrupt people and speak in between, but to listen to someone patiently, it takes a lot of efforts. Prahlada himself highlights this. And that's why here also the Kumaras say that if people are willing to come and listen, please call them. And at the same time, you yourself also be a part of the Saptaha and listen, gather in huge numbers. Further, in between there should be kirtanas also that can be sung, so that little people's attention is bought. Sometimes only listening continuously to a thing can become boring also. So maybe that's why you see in the saptahams also, usually morning we'll have the parayanam, then for some time you'll have the pravachanam, then in the afternoon time when we have the lunch break also, some people will sing songs and so on, so that little the audience is engaged. So the Sanat Kumaras also say that little you can try these activities, maybe chant some shlokas, sing some songs also, so that the attention of the people is always there. Finally, the Lord every day, Lord should be invoked, morning proper puja should be done. So that every day you get the Srimad Bhagavatam book, read that day's portion, go through the story, listen to the story, and go home. No, morning and evening puja should be done. The same Lord, the Lord's idol also, or the image, whatever it is, that should be installed properly. Every day, morning and evening, puja should be done. So proper way is there wherein fresh flowers should be applied, naivedyam should be done, dhupa, dhipa, arti, proper the food arrangements that we give, maybe the sweet meats or anything, some kind of naivedyam should always be offered. So these are all methods which are done and which are to be followed. And the chanting that is there, the Parayanam part should be done in the morning, and usually the stories also that should be run done in the evening. Now the Sanat Kumaras go to this extent of telling that the food which is arranged for people should also be light. That is, it should be sattvic food. Food should not be very heavy. Why? Because if you offer heavy food, then we'll become sleepy. You cannot concentrate more. And now this line itself is highlighted. I just chant that line. कथाविरामः कर्तव्यः मध्याह्ने घटिकाद्वयं तत्कथामनुकार्यं वै कीर्तनं वैष्णवस्तदा मलमूत्रजयार्तं हि लघ्वाहारः सुखावहः हविष्यान्ने न कर्तव्यो एकवारं कथार्थिना. So whenever you have a break in the afternoon for about, you can say, in the midday, especially in the afternoon time, usually we take a pause. At that time, you can sing kirtanas also. And food should always be light so that one thing we don't feel sleepy, and at the same time we don't have to go to the washroom or things like that, which is generally avoided at times, so that our stomach is also, you can say, light, and we are able to concentrate. At times when we have a lot of heavy food, we have problems like acidity also, and we're not able to concentrate, right? So therefore, food also should be light. Now, why the Kumaras go to this extent, go to this ground level extent for people, common people like us to understand, is so that we can relate to things. So some people will feel, oh, Srimad Bhagavatam talks about such lowly things, what to eat, what to consume, when to take a break, when to use the washroom. Is Srimad Bhagavatam meant for this? But it goes to this extent and explains things in detail, the Mahatmyam part, so that at least when things have been told in so much detail, there is no place for any doubts or queries, and people will be able to follow this. People will at least for this reason organize a Saptaham. People will at least for this reason attend the Saptaham, listen to the nectar like stories of Bhagavatam. So that's the reason the Kumaras explain everything in detail. Finally, now there are certain rules also that are told when you should, when a person attends a saptaham, that is food, you should have an upavasa, you should not sleep much on the bed or things like that, sleep on the floor. All this, many rules are also told. I'm not getting too much in detail because we have to start with the main Purana. So now all these things that are there, Yatha Shakti we can follow. So mainly the point of telling all this is why certain restrictions are told. That is during those 7 days of the, now, maybe you attend a Saptaham, say once a year. So, out of 52 weeks in a year, maybe 1 week, let us dedicate totally to Srimad Bhagavatam. Listen to the stories only, maybe morning till evening, you're there, you just come home, you sleep, next day morning, again you go. So, you are totally engrossed in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no place or for thoughts to develop, for any other thoughts to develop, to come to our minds also. And everything is, you can say, even the food also should be mediocre so that there are no problems. We don't feel heavy. I told you the various problems, digestion problems, this and that. So nothing will happen. We are totally dedicated to Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, a person who does this, now what is the Phalashruti? He will definitely attain Vishnu Lokam or Vaikuntha. That is the Phalashruti of this. Further is offering food to brahmanas, that is priests, is also very very important. So the priest who does maybe every day the puja, who's there, or maybe on the last day you invite people. It can be our own relatives, kids, or so on, anyone belonging. Especially we must offer annadanam. Now whatever we do, annadanam is very important. Now in Bharata Desha, whatever, you take it in a good way or you take it in a light way. In India, if you see, when there are two things, people gather in huge numbers. One is when we see something as free, F-R-E-E, free, right? Second is free, or you can consider like a sale, right? S-A-L-E, sale. Third thing is when food arrangements are, right? So when these three things are there, definitely, at least to some extent, people do gather. Now it's not to maybe make fun of it also, but at least for now, why even now you have elections going on all over the country, you see so much of all these rallies or things like that that take place. Maybe we watch on our televisions, phones also, and then in every family at least once we have a conversation saying that, or we have a normal speech which is always said, how come people gather in such huge numbers, right? Do these people don't have work? Look at the scorching sun outside. How come these people come in large numbers? Does this conversation takes place in your houses, or it's that only I have heard? You have heard this, right? Or we have a normal conversation saying that how come people gather in such huge numbers? No? Nobody feels so, right? We feel, right? And then we ask, how come, people start, yes. So we feel, how come people come, so it's so hot, what they get, this and that. But somewhere, what happens is food arrangements, or maybe some incentives, some money of this kind, or maybe some free resources. Something like that is given. So, like an incentive thing is always given, which pulls more people. Now, this doesn't mean, now I'm not comparing this to Srimad Bhagavatam, but the main point is whenever we organize a Saptaham or so, if we have to gather more people, maybe if such arrangements are made, definitely people do come. If there is some prasada also, at least for that. Now, why such things have been done is at least for that reason, let people come and gather in huge numbers. That is the basic motive of arranging such Saptahams. And but the sad story is, in spite of doing all this, also we don't see much crowds. But why such things are done is at least for that reason, people should come and gather in huge numbers and maybe accept the prasada of the Lord. And for that reason, people will come, right? Okay, I don't have to cook for maybe the next 6 7 days of the uh, week, that is there 6 7 days of the week. So let me nicely come, you can enjoy, you don't have to worry about things. So the Kumaras also highlight here, the Sanat Kumaras, that when such good arrangements are made, people will definitely come, they'll not feel like going back. If arrangements are not made properly, then definitely human beings will feel, we see it's so far, it's not that accessible, there is nothing food, nothing is there, in the afternoon again I have to come back, again a long distance I have to travel back, forget it, I'll not attend it all, right? So we should go to our level best in offering the best of facilities for Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the reason it is compared like it's one's own family wedding. Just as when we have a wedding in our family, we give our best, right? To see that the guests are not troubled, the best of facilities, amenities, food, everything is given. Similarly, Saptaham, Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham should be organized in such a manner that people will come in huge numbers. This is the reason why the year Karna, the only part of the body which, even if you close with your ears, still you can listen something, right? Apart from people who find, who have hearing problems, I'm saying ears, if someone says I don't want to listen to you saying, so we, though we close our ears, you put both your hands on your ears and close it, still some sound you will definitely hear. Why the Lord has kept the ears open is, let jnanam or knowledge at least come that way, Shravanam, which Prahlada says. Things will, it's not that maybe purposely you don't want to listen, maybe from your side you don't want to put efforts to listen, but still you be engrossed in doing your own things. Let knowledge fall on your ears, let the Lord's names fall on your ears, at least that way you'll attain mukti. Same example of Prahlada, if you take, when Prahlada was inside his mother's womb Kayatu, at that time Narada starts talking about the stories of Vishnu, and that's how bhakti develops in Prahlada. For every child, or for each one of us, when we were inside our mother's womb, the first part which develops, or the first function of the body which develops, is the ears. They start functioning. The child is born, it opens his eyes, all other parts start functioning, but the ears that are there, they become functional right from the 6th or 7th month. That's the reason why it is said that mother should maybe listen to good things and so on, right? Because it has an impact on the child inside the womb. So why so is, why all this is said is, ears are that part of the body which are always kept open. The Lord has created our ears in this such a way so that let knowledge fall from all parts. Now there we have to be very careful. Now our ears are not filters also that only good things will fall. Even negative, bad things, evil things can also fall on our ears. It is up to us to filter and churn out, take the good things, leave aside the bad things. Right? So the Sanat Kumara say that let arrangements be made in such a way, let things be arranged in an open area. Why open area? So that people will gather, and even if people are far away also, the sound that is there, let it be the chanting, let it be the paranam, let it be the stories, pravachana, that will be heard for distances, for long distances also. And further, Sri Shuka, towards the end of the Mahatmya, he says that Srimad Bhagavatam is like a fruit. And when, just as a fruit is squeezed to remove the juice, similarly, when Srimad Bhagavatam is squeezed, only Amritam, 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 nectar flows in the form of the various stories of Krishna, the various stories related to creation, kings. You ask and you have also predictions about Kali Yuga, about future things, as being told. Skanda 11 talks about moksha sannyasi, moksha yuga, or about moksha as such. So, mere sheer philosophy is Skanda 11. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is a blend of everything together, and one who listens to this Purana, the Parishruti has been told, is just as people have to put in lot of efforts to attain maybe oneness with the Lord, reality, Brahman, this and that. Similarly, listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, just listen to the stories, that itself will lead to moksha. This is what the Kumaras highlight for the Sri Shuka also tells. Now, while all this was happening, it seems that Lord Sri Hari himself, Lord Vishnu himself, comes in the midst of where the four Sanat Kumaras were telling the stories to all the assembled sages there, and he blesses, saying that one who listens to my stories will definitely attain Vaikuntha. And that's the reason why towards the end of Krishna Avatara also, the Lord, when Uddhava questioned, saying that after Krishna Avatara is done, Kali Yuga is about to begin, Dwapara Yuga is about to end, what will happen to people? Kali Yuga, people have to suffer from the wraths of Kali Yuga. At that time, the Lord says that I merge myself, I will merge myself in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the reason why we have to worship the Srimad Bhagavatam book also. I will merge myself in that, so that Though in the Kali Yuga I am not present in the form of the Lord, I will be present in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the reason we have to savor this Purana. So all this Mahatyam is true. And here it is said that Srimad Bhagavatam should also be kept on one's deathbed also. This the Kanchi Acharya, Kanchi Paramacharya, Mahaperiva, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamigal also highlights this. He says that when a person dies, Srimad Bhagavatam should always be kept near his deathbed. When that happens, Yamadutas ride, you can say Yamadutas, they go away from there, and instead Vishnu Dutas come, like it happened in the case of Ajamila. Ajamila, when he just calls out to his last son named Narayana, Vishnu Dutas come, Yamadutas run away. Similarly, one who keeps the Srimad Bhagavatam nearby will have Vishnu Dutas who come near him, Lord Vishnu himself who comes down to take the person away. So this is the significance or mahima of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and further, towards the end, there is also one thing that is told is, if you have a proper weighing balance, you usually go to temples or so, we do the Tula Bharat. So the weighing balance, on one side, if you keep all sacred books, and on the other side you keep Srimad Bhagavatam, the weight of Srimad Bhagavatam will be more. This is the significance of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so with this, the Mahatmyam or the significance of Srimad Bhagavatam ends. Now we actually start with Srimad Bhagavata Purana. Sanjeev, you want to say something? That is in the Krishna Avatara stories, not yet, not in the Mahatmyam, in the Krishna Leela stories. I think towards the end of Dashamaskandam also it should be there. Yeah. Yeah. Now, Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Shuka and Shaunaka, they have a discussion amongst themselves, saying that now Shuka, you have to say, or Shuka. Shaunaka, we have to say. Shuka, Shaunaka. Shuka is a sage, Shaunaka is a sage. Now, please note, in Sanskrit, we have to be very, very careful with the pronunciation. Now, there is a problem in Bharatadesha. What is the problem? In Dakshina Bharata, if you go, South India, people have an habit of adding an akar. That's why Rama becomes Rama, Krishna becomes Krishna, Govinda becomes Govinda. Meaning changes completely. You call out Krishna, Draupadi should come running, not Lord Krishna. Krishna, Strilingam, Akarantam, it should be Draupadi. Rama, there is no word such as Rama. It's Rama. Now this is the, now let's not call it as a mistake also. That's how we are used to because of the area where we live in. Same if you go to Uttara Bharatam, the problem is they will chant the last letter only half. Ram, Krishna, Krishna Dilli, Govind, and so on. Again, there is a problem. Last letter they eat it completely. South India, we have a problem of adding an akar, an extra akshara. North India, we have a problem of chanting half akshara. What is correct? Krishna, Rama, Govinda. This is how it has to be told in Sanskrit language. So we have to be very careful when we say Shuka, Shaunaka, and so on. Now these are names of sages. Okay, before their conversation, let me ask you a quick question. Even Bhagavatam, why the name Bhagavatam? What is the meaning of the word Bhagavatam? Anyone? You can guess. It's okay if it's wrong. Hmm. What is Bhagavatam? Story of Bhagavan Bhagavatam. What is Bhagavan? I know. Correct. Now there are different qualities for Bhagavan, like Aishwaryam and so on. What she said is correct. What is the meaning of the word Bhagavan? Paramatma. This is not the meaning. This is another word. Bhagavan Paramatma. Okay. Like she said. Okay. Okay. Now, like someone rightly said, I think Shanta Kumari, she said that there are certain qualities. That's how you get the definition of Bhagavan. Now, I'm just telling you so that you know the meaning of Bhagavan as well as how you have the terms associated with Bhagavan, Bhagavatam, and so on, or Bhagavatas that we call. Now, this is highlighted in Srimad Narayanyam also written by Bhattatri. Few of you might be familiar with the text. In that, the first Dashakam itself, wherein Bhattatri talks about Bhagavan, at that time he breaks this word. Bhagava. Break it into three. Bhagava. And for now you keep it aside. The meaning of the aksharam bha, it has got two qualities, jnana and bala. Jnana, knowledge, bala, strength. Ga, ba, ga, va. Ba means jnanam and bala, strength. Ga, aishwaryam, prosperity. And virya, virya you can say courage. Va, shakti, power. And tejas, tejas is bright. I repeat, bha, jnana and bala. Ga, aishwarya, virya. Va, tejas or shakti. So that lord or that person, let's say that person who possesses all these six qualities is Bhagava. Now, one amongst us will say, even I also have this, right? I also have Aishwarya. I'm very much prosperous. Come and ask me how many houses I have. Come and ask me how my bank lockers are filled. I am also having prosperity. Virya, I'm very powerful. Jnana, lot of knowledge. I'm reading Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. What else I need? Full of knowledge. Tejas, obviously, people look at me and say, wow, so handsome you look, so beautiful you look. I just come and my body starts shining. So Shakti, I'm as usual powerful, courageous, and so on. I have a lot of powers. So Bhagava, these three qualities are there in me also. Now, then what is the difference between you and the Lord? If we feel that we also have these powers, then we should start building temples for ourselves. The difference is one who has got all these powers, and at the same time, now jnanam, when we say knowledge, now all of us, we have knowledge. We look at someone and we say, no, you are very knowledgeable, right? But there are certain things wherein we have a limitation, right? Okay, I know about Srimad Bhagavatam, I know this, I know that. But there will be definitely one thing wherein you don't know, right? Oh, this I don't know, right? We don't tell people that we don't know, but definitely there are things which we don't know. Every day we come across some other thing. I'll give you a very best example. Technology, right? Every day some of the new development takes place. It's not that we are familiar with everything. So for human beings, though we can possess jnanam, a person can be very much knowledgeable, but there is still at least one thing which will be left out. This is applicable for everything. Prosperous. I have 10 houses, but you will definitely find a person having 11 houses. So somewhere there is a limitation. Whereas for the Lord, who is free from all this, there will be no limitation. Jnanam, all the knowledge of the world. Viryam, all the virya of the world. Aishwaryam, prosperity. Mahalakshmi itself is there. Herself is sitting on the Vakshasana. What to talk about Aishwarya, right? Now, coming, so one who possesses all these qualities, all these six qualities without any limitations, that is another name for the Lord. Now, Bhagava, all these six qualities, everything is gunam, right? Good qualities. Now, for human beings, now this is one, the difference between human beings possessing qualities and the Lord possessing qualities. I told you, human beings, some or the other way, we have some limitations, right? I might feel I'm very much powerful, but the day I come across a person who is more powerful, automatically my ego goes down, right? till date today I feel Till today I feel there is no one greater than me. I'm the only person who's most knowledgeable. But tomorrow maybe I meet a person who knows two more things than me, automatically my ego comes down, my pride falls down, right? Whereas in the case of the Lord, it doesn't happen. So one who is free from limitations. Secondly, human beings, if I have say 10 good things in me, 10 good qualities, definitely I have one bad quality in me. One durgunam is definitely there. That's why we are human beings and we are not gods, right? That's why we commit mistakes. Everyone here, how much ever we are good, 99% we might be good, 1% somewhere we do make a flaw. One who is flawless, or one who is free from all kind of durgunam, that is Bhagavan, or that is the person who has got these qualities Bhaga and Va. Now, one who is one who is free from durgunam. Now, in Sanskrit, something for no, the word for no is na. Bhagava, the word for no. Yes, na, no. Na durgunam, one who does not have, durgunam is bad qualities, one who does not have any bad qualities. Na, that na, if you break it, or if you maybe interchange it, whatever you call it, you break the word, it is actually an. Bhagavan. So na, an and bhagava together, when we put, it becomes Bhagavan. That's how the word is formed, Bhagavan. Till late we call it Bhagavan, 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 Lord. But what's the meaning of Bhagavan? One who has got all these six qualities, and na, meaning one who is free from durgunam. Is there is nothing beyond. Everything is encompassed. One who is full of these six qualities. Bhagavan, that is nothing but that Lord Bhagavan. Right? So Van is actually a suffix. Dhanavan, we say, one who is wealthy, right? Similarly, Bhagavan is a Nakaranta Shabda. Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantaha, Prathama, it goes about in Sanskrit, right? Now, all those things which are associated with Bhagavan are Bhagavatam, like Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavatas, great Bhagavatas, Bharata, great Bhagavata, Shatrughna, one who have served the Lord, Lakshmana, Prahlada, Dhruva, they're all great Bhagavatas, right? But why do we call people who sing songs also, we call them Bhagavatar? Why? They're all closely associated with the Lord. That's why they're called Bhagavatas. Okay. Till here is everything clear? Yes, I will. I will. I will. I'll do. Anyone else? Could everyone follow till here? Yes? Yes? Okay. I'll just repeat the six. Wealthy, wealthy. Yes, Dhanavan. One who's one who has wealth. Okay, this Bhagava, I'll repeat. Bhagava. Bha, Jnanam, Balam. Ga, Aishwaryam, Viryam. Va, Tejas, Shakti. Bha, Jnana, Bala. Ga, Aishwarya, Virya. Va, Tejas, Shakti. Raghavanji got it? Yeah. Okay. So this is all about Bhagavan. So this is a definition of Bhagavan which Bhattatri also highlights. Now, now we know Narayana is a condensation of Srimad Bhagavatam. So obviously both of them are going to be on the same track. Now moving further, coming to the conversation of Shuka and Shaunaka. Van is like a suffix which is used. So Bhagava na. Na is or na you can consider is some na. The word is, denotes a negation in Sanskrit. So one who does not have anything negative in him, that is Bhagavan. That's how you have to, right? Dhanavan, one na dhana or na dhana as we say, meaning one who is always rich. There is no question of not having wealth at all. That's dhanavan. So it's basically a prefix, sorry, a suffix you can consider, which is added. Okay. Now coming back to a conversation between Shuka and Shaunaka. The Shuka and Shaunaka are Shuka Brahmam as we call. Shuka Shaunaka, they are sages, they have a conversation. Now once it so happened that both of them have a conversation wherein they say that what are the three important gems or what are the most precious gems and jewels in this world. One is, so for this he got an answer, Kaustuba, Chudamani and Chintamani. These are three gems. Kaustubamani, jewel gem, Chintamani and Chudamani. Kaustuba, Kaustubam is the gem which came out after the Samudramantaram churning of the ocean. Kaustubamani came out. Now Kaustuba, this money is actually a Strilinga. She wanted to be placed in a place where she will get utmost respect. That's the reason Lord Vishnu picks her up and keeps her on his Vakshasthanam. Why Vakshasthanam? Goddess Mahalakshmi is residing in Vakshasthanam. There is no other greater place than the residence of Goddess Mahalakshmi. So that's the reason Lord Vishnu picks up the Kaustava money and places the money, the gem, on his chest. Secondly, the Lord feels that Goddess Mahalakshmi will be very busy if the Kaustava money is kept on my chest. On a lighter note, he says that she will not disturb me any longer. Why? Now, the Kaustava money that is there, or a gemstone, it is always shining, right? It's like a mirror. Women, as such, or people in general, have a tendency to look in the mirror continuously. How much ever great you look, or how much ever you don't look great, still we keep on looking at the mirror, right? Many of us here, including myself, we have a very bad habit of looking at the mirror. You see, even some gents also, you see, they'll always keep a comb in their pockets and comb their hair whenever they see a mirror. Whether you have hair, you don't have hair, that is another thing. So coming back, it's a tendency, right? You have a mirror. You see, in most of our maybe the building or wherever you go, like in offices wherein you have your lifts, elevators, you see mostly there are mirrors in elevators. Why? And there you see each and everyone, whoever is there in the elevator, mostly if there are 10 people, out of that 9 people will definitely be looking in the mirror, right? You might fully they'll be looking as if they've not seen their own selves at all, right? So this is a tendency that is there. So Vishnu felt that the same thing happened with Goddess Mahalakshmi also. He felt no, Goddess Mahalakshmi is going to be very happy. I have bought her a very personalized mirror, and this Kaustuba gem money is so auspicious, it's so shining. Goddess Mahalakshmi will feel that she looks more beautiful. So that's the reason Kaustubamani is placed there in the Vakshasthanam along of the Lord along with Goddess Mahalakshmi. So that is the most precious of gems. Second gem that was there. Now this definition or this story that I told you has been highlighted by Venkatadri, a Kavi Venkatadri, in one of his poems in praise of Lord Vishnu. Second, Chudamani. Now what is the story of Chudamani? Chudamani, has the story of Chudamani it goes. Now, has anyone heard the word Chudamani somewhere? Sita had the Chudamani. Who gave that to Sita? Okay. Now, a very famous poet called Neelakanta Kavi, like Venkatadri, there was a poet Neelakanta Kavi who was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. In his works, he writes that this Chudamani that was there was actually given to Lord Shiva originally. Shiva gives the Chudamani to his wife, to goddess Parvati. Parvati very nicely keeps it on her head like a hair ornament. Chudamani is a hair ornament which women wear. And Parvati, once it so happened that when she was moving on the Vrishabha Vahanam, on the bull, when she was sitting on the Vahanam going on a yatra, she comes to Mithila Desham and she hands over that to Sita. That's how Neelakanta Kavi describes. How relevant this is, how far it is. Let's not delve into that. Let's enjoy the beauty. So, this is how is a belief which Neelakanta Kavi, a great devotee of Shiva, tells that goddess Parvati, when she came to Mithila Desham on the Vrishabha Vahanam, she hands over the Chudamani to Sita. That's how Sita gets it. So again, the second most beautiful, or you can consider the same category, Kaustuba, Chudamani, most beautiful which goddesses themselves possess. One is goddess Mahalakshmi, second is goddess Parvati, then again goddess Mahalakshmi in the form of Sita. So Shuka, Shaunaka, there, both of them are having a conversation which is the best of gems in the world. Two are done. Third is Chintamani. So Chintamani is this gem which was possessed by king of gods Indra. Now Indra, what he did was he had this Chintamani which was used to fulfill all desires. Chintamani. So whatever desires a person has, all that was being fulfilled by that Chintamani. So Indra was very happy. Just imagine something, the gem also you have, maybe you have to just rub it and all your wishes are fulfilled. Just imagine. So happy, right? So Indra was very much happy with that. So Shuka, Shaunaka, both of them, they have this conversation and they say that these are the best of gems. If a person has these gems, a Kaustuba, a Chudamani and a Chintamani, there is no place for worry at all. But moving further, they come to a conclusion that more than this, or the blend of all these three together, is the gem called Srimad Bhagavatam, which people should all read, enjoy, and listen. This is what they come to a conclusion. Kaustuba has got its fame, Chudamani has got its fame, Chintamani has its own glory. But the blend and the mixture of all three gems together is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the reason it has been come to us for years and years and generations together. Now, out of all this, we today, if all the 40, 50 of us are listening together today, it has to be alone the grace and grace of the Lord also. Right? The grace of the Lord is very much needed to listen to even one word of Srimad Bhagavatam. And if today we have got an opportunity, it is nothing but the grace of the Lord alone. So this is all the Mahima of Srimad Bhagavatam which has been told. So the best of gems. And these were all many beautiful descriptions which have been done. Now I also told you about the Kanchi Acharya who has told that when once on one's own deathbed also Srimad Bhagavatam should be there. So that's the reason why we say that Srimad Bhagavatam should always be there in one's houses. Not only Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharatam, all these important scriptures and texts that we have, all these books we should keep in our houses and worship them as we worship the Lord. It's not that you buy a Srimad Bhagavatam book, keep it in your cupboard. It's not to be done. So worship should be done. Now, a second problem arises. Should I keep? What if I live in a small house? My kitchen and the puja area is the same. And maybe I have a very small area, maybe in a hall only where I just keep two or three photos of the Lord. Where will I keep the book? I have to keep it in the cupboard only, right? Then you can definitely keep it in the cupboard, but at least occasionally, maybe you have a practice of removing it every Ekadashi or maybe once a week, once a month at least. You take the book, you worship it. Now, nothing worship in the sense, what you do is you just keep it in your puja area, you just offer two flowers or so. Maybe dhupa, deepa you offer like you do your everyday puja, that's it. You don't have to go out of the way. Least that we can do is at least read a few shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam. If not every day, at least on important occasions like Ekadashi, Thursday, Sunday, and so on. So this is a Mahima of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, all this Srimad Bhagavatam Mahatmyam we saw, how the name has originated we saw, what is the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam we have seen. Now next we have to delve actually with Skanda 1. Skanda 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. But before we delve that, maybe today we don't have time, hardly 5-6 minutes. I'll just tell you about each Skanda, what Mahima it has. Till here, would everyone follow? Okay, yeah. I'll just tell you about each. Yeah. Mm, every skandam, I just wanted to tell you. Yeah. Now, skanda 1, if you consider, it talks about the birth of Parikshit. Now, mainly the Srimad Bhagavatam, when it's not that only after it was told Parikshit is the birth of Srimad Bhagavatam. Before only Srimad Bhagavatam existed. It's just that after Parikshit's episode or Parikshit's story, it has become very popular, especially the method of reading and telling the Bhagavatam in about 7 days. Right? So, the birth of Parikshit, then how Narada comes and tells Vyasacharya to compose Srimad Bhagavatam. Vyasacharya, even after composing all other Puranas, all other texts, it seems that he did not attain peace of mind. That's when Narada comes and tells that you worship Lord Vishnu, you talk about the stories of the Lord. That's how Vyasacharya came to compose Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Vyasacharya teaching Srimad Bhagavatam to Shuka, then Krishna going about. Now, Sanjeevji, you asked this, right? The departure of Krishna, post Krishna Avtaram, that comes in the first skanda also. Right? And then you have the curse that is given to Parikshit and different sages that come to listen to. Parikshit is told that you listen to Srimad Bhagavatam in 7 days, you will attain Mukti also. Many sages like Narada, Bhrigu also come in. Second canto talks about the Virata Swarupa of the Lord and different forms of Lord Krishna. It also talks about generalized topics like Varnashrama Dharmam. Then what are the different gunas, what are the different karmas, what is Bhakti Yoga, what are the different laws that are to be followed. So in general, Skanda 2 talks about generalized topics. Skanda 3 talks about the different pastimes of Krishna. Again, the Virat Swarupa of Vishnu is talked about. Then you talk about different avatars like Kapilavatara, Varahavatara, and Kapilavatara, also the preaching of Sankhya philosophy, which was told by Kapila Muni, that is described in the third canto. When we look at each of these cantos, we look at that in detail. I'm just telling you in short. Fourth canto, Skanda 4, talks about the genealogy, stories of various kings starting from Swayambhuva Manu, Dakshayagam, Sati sacrifice, Dhruva story, Vena, Prithu Chakravarti Charitram, and again, some qualities of Krishna and Bhakti Yoga are also highlighted, and also the story of Prachetas. Fifth Skandam. Fifth Skandam talks about Hayagriva Avataram. Then it also talks about Rishabhadeva, an avatara of Lord Vishnu. Then little bit of geography is highlighted in Skanda 5, which is a Gadya Skandam. If you go through Skanda 5 of Srimad Bhagavatam, a little, some portion is in the form of Gadya, prose. You also have the story of Sheshanaga, Ananta in Skanda 5. Skanda 6 talks about Ajamala Charitram. Then Yamaduta, Yamaraja talking about different punishments also and how chanting, that is, it's like a continuation from Ajamala Charitra. Those who chant the names of the Lord, those who listen to the stories will be free from all kinds of sins. Then it talks about, again, a few other king stories, genealogy of few kings have been told. Prayers to Vishnu and Lakshmi also has been highlighted in Skanda 6. Skanda 7 talks about Prahlada, I told you, Narasimha, then the killing of Hiranyakashipu. Narasimhavatara mainly is a highlight of Skanda 7. Further, Skanda 8 consists about Gajendra Moksha. Skanda 8, chapter 3, Gajendra Moksha. Then about various Manvantaras, you have the story Kurma Avatara, Dhanvantari Avataram, Mohini Avataram have been told. Then Samudra Manthanam story, Vamana Avatara is highlighted, Matsya Avatara. Skanda 9 talks about Rama Avataram, Parshurama Avataram. Then story of King Yayati. Then further Skanda 10, Purva Bhagam, Uttara Bhagam, totally into the Leelas of Lord Krishna, starting from Vasudeva Devaki, the entire Rasa Leela and so on. 11th Skanda, finally killing, or you can say the end of the Yadu dynasty, Hamsa Avataram, most popular avatar, not most popular, maybe one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu. Then Nimi Chakravarti Charitram is also told in Skanda 11. And again, Krishna Avatara end by shooting the arrow. Jara, the hunter, shoots the arrow. Krishna Avatara comes to an end. Dwaraka gets immersed, flood-like situation, destruction of Dwaraka. Second is Uddhava or Hamsa Gita is also a part of Skanda 11 only. Finally, Skanda 12, the last of the Skandas, as consists of about 13 chapters, wherein symptoms of Kali, predictions for Kali age, then prayers to Naranarayana, then finally how Parikshit comes to, and Parikshit's death happens, how he is bitten by the snake, then the summary, or you can say the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam, also a description about the Kalki Avataram has been highlighted in Skanda 2. So this is a synopsis of Srimad Bhagavatam in detail. Next time, now we will actually delve with Skanda 1, Srimad Bhagavatam. Next time we meet on Saturday night, 9 to 10 o'clock. Okay. If anyone is not there in the group, you send me a message, get yourself added. All others, you can join Saturday 9 to 10, same link. Okay. So for today, we'll stop here. If anyone wants to ask or say something, you stay back.